Good, awesome. Welcome, this is yoga. So if you have a block and some type of ring or strap, go ahead and just have it near you. We're gonna start with our soles of our feet together, interlacing your fingers around your toes, and then wiggle so you come up high toward those heels until you feel like you can't get any higher. And then use your elbows to press your legs down, let your back round, and then come up, lifting up the chin. We're rounding through the back. Use your elbows to press those legs down. And then up, lifting up through the chin, lengthening all the way through the spine. Good, just breathing. Inhaling it up. Exhaling it down. And make sure you're using those elbows to press your legs down. Good, about 5 more deep breaths here. Remember to move your head, your neck as part of the spine. Good, and just one more, down and up. Good, now keep your left leg with you. Extend your right leg out long. Make sure this left leg is as high up toward the inner thigh as you can. Reset through the seat bones, wiggle if you need to. If your knee is not comfortable on the ground, you could put a block to prop your knee. And then inhaling, reach your arms way up high. Lift up through the chin, lengthen as much as you can through that spine. And then exhale, just reach towards your foot. Hold here. This is where you might need a strap or a block to catch your foot. You can stretch your back while you're here, but it's primarily a hamstring stretch. So you might get a little bit of stretch through your low back, but try to focus on extending through your heel, widening your toes, and just hinging forward. Breathe. Deep breaths here. At least 5 more deep breaths. With each exhalation, you can sink a little bit deeper. Really focus on that exhalation. Your inhalation will naturally come. The more that you exhale, the more that you can inhale. Good, and on your next exhalation, walk yourself up. We're gonna go back into that butterfly before we do our other side. Bring those soles of your feet together, interlacing fingers around your toes. Wiggle so you come high up. And then just this time we're just gonna flutter the legs. But keep lengthening through the spine. Make little movements that feel good. I know a lot of us hold a lot of tension in our neck and our shoulders. Good, 2 more deep breaths. And on your next exhalation, keep the right leg with you, extend left leg long. So we're just going other side. Make sure that foot comes high up toward the inner thigh. Reset through the seat bones. Get your prop near you if you need it. Inhale, reach up, lengthen, even your fingers, and then exhale, fold into it. Use that prop if you need to really extend through the heel. Lifting that chin up. Wiggle a little bit more if you need more space in those seat bones. Again, focus on that exhalation. It's like an analogy for when you're cleaning your house. You let go of stuff you're not using that you're ready to just get rid of. Then you have space to bring in the stuff that you want into your life. And we have to always evaluate what we want in, what we want out. It's a cycle. Keep breathing. Feel free to reset while you're here. Widen those toes a little bit more. Extend through your heel a little bit more. 3 more deep breaths. Good, and on your next exhalation, gently walk it up. We're gonna extend our legs out long in front of us. Come to the center of your mat. Find your block. If you don't have a block, get a pillow or something like that. And we're gonna place the block right behind our shoulders and then lower onto the ground. And we're gonna do a gentle heart opener before we start getting really into a faster pace. Let your arms relax. If you want to add a hip opener here too, you could bring those soles of the feet together, just like we did in our butterfly pose. And now take your right hand onto your stomach and your left hand onto your heart and try to just feel into your breath. If you need to, you can readjust the block. Remember, there's 3 different heights to the block if it's too little or too much. And just breathe here into your heart, into your chest. Good, your throat is stretching too. Just keep breathing, 3 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, take that block away, come all the way onto your back, and take both knees over to the left side. And your arms, both arms, so just like you're laying onto your left side. Now both palms are gonna touch and then open up, look to the right side a few times. Your palms touch over to the left and then open up to the right. Move with the breath. Exhale over to the left, palms touching. Inhale over to the right. Feel your shoulder touch the ground when you open up. Good. About 3 more, and then we're gonna stay opened up. Good, and the next time that you're opened up with your arms out to the T, you're looking to the right side, your legs are to the left. You can stay here like this, or if you want to take it a little bit deeper, take your bottom foot, catch it with your right hand. So it's right hand, left foot. You can stay here and stretch at that twist. Now, if you want to take it even deeper, you could take your top leg. Let me see if you guys can see me. Your top leg, so it's your right leg with your left hand or a ring. Good, we're gonna just stay here and breathe. About 5 more deep breaths. Good, 1 more deep breath in. And on your exhalation, let both knees come back over to the left side. So untangle yourself. And now we're gonna open those arms back up into a T with the palms facing down this time. Palms facing down, and just the legs are gonna go side to side. Palms down, the knees, just windshield wipe them side to side. Keep drawing that belly in toward your spine. Good, this is just making sure our spine is nice and long. Lubricating those cerebral fluids. Good, about 2 more each side, and then we're gonna land with the legs over to the right so we can do our other side. And the next time that your legs are over to the right side, keep them there. Palms are gonna face up now, and then we're closing the arms and opening. Close and open, move with that breath. This is just the other side. Same thing that we did on the left side, we're doing on the right. Moving with that breath. Inhaling on the open, exhaling on the close. Good, about 3 more deep breaths, and then we're gonna stay with the arms teed out. And the next time that you have those arms out into a T, just stay here, looking over to that opposite side. So legs to the right, look to the left, breathe. Now, if you're comfortable, stay here. Or you can add that bind with catching your bottom toe, right toe, left hand, and then the option to catch the left foot with your right hand. Breathe. Good, 5 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, gently just unbind yourself. Bring the knees into the chest, give yourself a big hug. Gently rocking side to side, massaging through your spine. And then find a nice long spine grounded onto the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together. Soles of your feet together, and then use those elbows to open up through the inner thighs. Similar to what we were doing when we were seated, but this time you're on your back and it's helping you maintain a nice long spine. Keep using your elbows to press open through those inner thighs. Breathe here, good. 5 more deep breaths, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Good, on the exhalation, release the legs and just hold on behind your legs. Rock all the way up, cross your legs in front of you, and start shifting forward into a tabletop position. Might need to come back to the center of your mat. And then rounding and arcing through the spine, remembering that your neck is also part of your spine. Making little movements side to side whenever it feels good. Getting nice and loose. Just feel where you might have some tension, some resistance, and breathe into it. Good. And then the next time you come into that rounded spine, stay in that rounded spine and shift around. Make circles, sway, just do what feels good for you. Making sure you give attention through the shoulders, through the hips, all the way through the back. Good, and then whenever you're ready, if you haven't already, make sure you go both ways. And then find the center, neutralize your back into the tabletop position. Now curl your right toe and press back. We're gonna focus on the Achilles heel here for a few breaths. That right foot, just press into it. You should feel the stretch all the way into the heel, into the Achilles heel, through the calf muscle. Breathe. 3 more deep breaths. A lot of times this gets tense, especially as we age. Good. 1 more deep breath. And then on your exhalation, switch sides. Move to your left side and just press into it. Really focusing on that Achilles heel into the calf muscle. Good. 2 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, find that tabletop position again. Now before we're gonna come into a down dog, but before we do the down dog, we're gonna stretch out your wrist. Take the top part of your hand and we're gonna place it onto our mat. So depending on how tight you are here, you could lean back a little bit. So we're not really putting weight onto the wrist. I don't want you to bear weight onto your wrist, but just feel into it, shifting back and forward. Those forearms and wrists should start stretching out here. Shift the weight back and up, good. Our wrists are something that we kind of forget about sometimes, or at least I do. So we need to give them some attention. 2 more deep breaths here. And on your exhalation, just shake them out. Wiggle them out. Move it around a few times. One way and the other way. And now we're just gonna place those palms flat onto the ground, curl your toes, and then shift into a downward facing dog. Our first down dog of the day, I like to walk my dog for my first down dog, but it's up to you. This is your practice. So if it feels better, just stay in your down dog. We're gonna be here about 10 deep breaths. If at any time you need to, you can come back into that tabletop position, move through a cat-cow, or take a child's pose. And just while you're in your down dog, try to think about opening up through the shoulders, straightening your back, widening the fingers, drawing that belly button in towards your spine. Good, and then 3 more deep breaths, and then we're gonna step our right foot forward. All right, now stepping your right foot forward. Shift that left leg down as low as it can go with your toes pointed forward. Your hands are just gonna come under your shoulders and then lift up your hips so that your leg straightens up and then back down. So it's a long, low lunge and then straighten up into your front leg. Getting nice and loose through the hips, through the hamstrings. Good. 3 more deep breaths here, and then we're going to keep that knee down on the ground. And the next time that knee, that back left knee lowers down, point your toe, and we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So take your hands on the inside. Before we get into the pigeon though, we're going to stay here. Like a high pigeon, but your foot is going to be onto the ground before we bend and then come into our full pigeon. Stay here and just little open and close with the knee. Just getting a little bit more loose through the hip. You can let your toes lift up just slightly on the front. Good. Good. About 3 more deep breaths, and then we're going to try to keep that knee open. All right, and then when you're ready, just let the knees stay open. Start coming down a little bit lower if you can. Here's where a block might come in handy. We're not in our full pigeon yet. We're just starting to really lubricate that hip. Stretching into it. Taking your time, really taking your time, just breathe into it. Good, 3 more deep breaths, and then we'll come into our full pigeon. Good, and when you're ready, slowly start coming out of that so that you can come into your full pigeon. Heel toe your right foot over to that left side. Start lowering at your own comfort level, and this back left leg is going to go over to the right side. As you get low, take your time. If you need a block, put that block under the hip bone if you're lifting up, or you can sink into it. Whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to be here about 2 minutes. Take your time, just breathe, getting low. Breathe into that stretch. This is a really healthy muscle where you're stretching into it, but you're strong. Take your time, listen to it. Just keep getting low at your own comfort level. Good. And if it's comfortable, lower that forehead onto the mat or some kind of surface. Keep breathing. 5 more deep breaths. Good, and then when you're ready, we're slowly gonna come into a high pigeon. Stay here. Now you have the option to just stay into your high pigeon and press, or if you want to add a binding here, curl that back toe behind you. Reset, making sure you're on the meaty part of your knee, of that back knee, and then you can try binding, catching your foot with either your hand, or you could use that strap or ring to help you. And if you're confident, you can try both hands. 5 more deep breaths. And when you're ready, slowly come out, curling that toe, pressing into your downward facing dog. And you could walk your dog or just stay in your down dog for about 10 deep breaths. Keep opening up through those shoulders, straightening your back, tucking that chin in, widening your fingers, breathing, taking your time, shifting wherever feels good through the hips. Good. About about 2 more deep breaths, and then we'll step our left foot forward. And when you're ready, stepping that left foot as far forward as comfortable for you. Those hands are going to stay onto the ground, and we're just going to start bending and lengthening through the legs. Bend the knees and then lengthen. Shifting forward and back. If you need to, you could use a block. Good, about 5 more deep breaths. And then we're gonna just lower that leg all the way to the ground. All right, and then when you're ready, lower that back leg all the way to the ground. Point your toe, and then start bringing the arms on the inside. That leg is on the outside. Good. And then just start moving the knee, open and close. Remember, if that big toe lifts up, that's okay. We're just lubricating through this hip. Good, about 3 more deep breaths. All right, and then the next time that we have this knee open, we're just gonna stay there. Let this knee open up. The big toe is lifted off of the ground. We're prepping for that pigeon pose. Good. 2 more deep breaths, and then we'll come into that full pigeon. All right, when you're ready, start heel toeing that left foot over to the right side. Getting as low as comfortable for you. And then heel toe that back right leg over to the left side. You can stay up higher here if you want, or you can start getting low. Taking your time, we're gonna be here for a little bit. Try to lower your forehead to the surface, either the mat or the ground, and then just breathe, deep breaths. Good. 3 more deep breaths. And on your next exhalation, start coming into a high pigeon. With those hands in line with your shoulders. You can just stay in that high pigeon, or if you want to add that bind, make sure you're on that meaty part of your knee. I like to reset, lift and reset, and then bend, trying to catch my foot with either one hand or both hands. 5 more deep breaths. And your exhalation gently releases you, curl that toe behind you, and then start finding your down dog position. Either walk your dog or breathe in the down dog. We have 10 more deep breaths here. Good, keep breathing. 3 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, start walking your hands under your shoulders. Bend your knees and have your knees out like they're in your armpits. We're gonna come into a crow pose. Balancing, try to lift up either one of your feet or both of your feet off of the ground. And then just gaze at something, not moving. Breathe. Good. On the exhalation, lower those feet to the ground, straighten up through the legs, and then come into your forward fold. I was gonna say full forward fold. And then just hug and breathe. Hug onto those legs. Or if you wanted to, you could step onto your feet. Your hands under your feet. With the palms of the hands on the soles of your feet, or just hug in those legs. 5 more deep breaths here. Good. On your exhalation, release your hands from your legs or your feet. Interlace your fingers behind you. We're still in this forward fold position. And we're just gonna tuck that chin into the chest and start lengthening through the arms as far back as comfortable. And then shifting your torso from right side to left side. Little rock side to side. And keep drawing that belly in. And then coming back to center, release your arms from behind you. And then rest your forearms onto your thighs. Start bringing your heels together and your toes are gonna be apart. We're gonna come into our chair pose. So we're bringing the palms to your heart center, the thumbs to your heart, and just sit low in your chair. Tuck in that tailbone and stay here, breathe. We're sitting low, squeezing our knees and our heels together. Good, just breathe. Good, 1 more deep breath here. All right, on our exhalation, we're gonna come all the way into a standing position. We're gonna find a broken chair. So starting with the right foot flat onto the ground, cross your left ankle over your knee. And we're prepped for this because we just did our pigeon. So you should feel nice and loose through the hip, and now we're adding a balance into it. Good. Just look at something that's not moving in front of you, and we have 5 deep breaths. Good, and slowly come out, and we'll just switch sides. Left foot, nice and flat on the ground. Right ankle crosses over, palms into your heart, and then just slowly just sit into this. Find that spot that you can focus on. Remember to lift the corners of your mouth. Try to breathe through your nose for 3 more deep breaths. Good, and then slowly coming out. Good job. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Take your right wrist, pull it over to the left side. Deep breath in, and then on the exhalation, I want you to kind of resist it out. Inhale, lengthen to the side. Exhale, bend it, try to kind of give it some muscle. Resisting into that breath. Inhaling, lengthening into it. Good, a few more, and then we're gonna just stay here and then breathe into that side. Good. And the next time that you're over to the side, stay here, breathe into it. Look up to that side with the option to take your right leg and cross over to the left. So if somebody was looking straight at you, you look like a banana type of shape or a half moon. Good, 2 more deep breaths. And on the exhalation, slowly release other side. Inhaling, lengthening, and then give it that resistance on the exhalation. Inhaling, lengthen to the side. Exhale, bend that elbow, resist out of it. Good, about 3 more. And then we'll just stay to the side. Good, and the next time that you're over to the side, stay here, crossing that left leg over to the right, and stretch out that whole side body. Good, 2 more deep breaths. And on the exhalation, gently release. Reach all the way back behind you, pushing your hips forward, opening up through the heart. Deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive it down. Hands under your shoulders. We're gonna find a plank line. Stepping or jumping. Just hold into that plank. Just 5 deep breaths here. Squeezing the core. Good, and on your exhalation, bend your knees nice and wide so we can come into an extended arm child's pose. Reaching those hands all the way forward, pressing your forehead onto the mat. Dip nice and low, stretch out through that low back. Good, keep pressing those hands into the ground to help you stretch, going all the way down deep into the tailbone. 2 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, slowly come up with those knees under your hip bones, cross your legs behind you. rock back so that you can bring your legs right out in front. We're gonna do one more gentle twist before Savasana. Bring the right knee in, hook the left elbow onto your right knee, and then just look behind you. If you wanted to, you could bring the arm so that it's on the outside part of your leg and deepen that twist. 5 more deep breaths here. Good, and on your exhalation, slowly unwind and switch sides. Bring the left knee in, hooking that right elbow on the left knee, and then twisting behind you. Use your arm in whatever way you want. You can either hook it on, or you could bring it out in front on the outside part of the leg. Good, 5 more deep breaths. Stretch even your eyeballs. Good, and on your exhalation, gently unwind, let both legs go nice and long. Get on the center of your mat, reset those seat bones. I want you to even kind of wiggle through them. And then bring those arms straight out in front of you, start tucking in the tailbone. Slowly round down, see if you can float your legs up off the ground. So just the low back is touching, or you could have your hands onto your legs, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and release into your Savasana. Take a big deep breath in and sigh it out. Just get nice and comfortable. Ground through the seat bones, through the hips, through the spine, through the shoulders. Let your feet fall open, the palms fall open. And just focus on your breath. Feel the gravity of the earth. Feel the lightness of the air. Feeling the rise and the fall of your breath. Feeling how your body is in perfect balance of that rise and fall of your breath. And start making small movements, wiggling your fingers, your toes, moving your head side to side, blinking your eyes, bringing your awareness back to the space around you. Reach your arms all the way back behind you. Take a big stretch like you're waking up in the morning, stretching even your fingers and your toes. And on your exhalation, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug, and rock yourself all the way up. Find a comfortable seated position. And then just bring your palms to your heart center with your thumbs into your heart. Stay here a moment, just feeling your breath, grounding into those seat bones, lengthening through the spine, all the way through the crown of your head. Good, and on your next inhalation, inhale your arms all the way up. Big stretch up, wiggling even your fingers, stretch, deep breath. Exhale, bring it around to your heart center. Thumbs to your heart. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining.